Hi, I'm Claudette Hodge. I'm with MedTech TV and I'm here with Oliver Christ, who is CEO of ProSystem. Thanks for joining us, Oliver.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So I heard that ProSystem has now joined NSF International. Is that true, or could you tell us more a bit about that?
Yeah, that information is correct. The company ProSystem, I founded 18 years ago. And I had an opportunity to sell it to NSF International 18 months ago. And now ProSystem is part of a bigger family.
So what overall impact do you see the European medical device regulations having on organizations in the near future?
Yeah, the medical device regulation, as well as a similar regulation on IVDR, has a major impact for the stakeholders. There is no grandfather ruling, so every medical device needs more or less a new kind of approval, for CE marking. The manufacturers have to do a lot of overhaul work to get their technical documentation up to date, to new safety and performance requirements, which is a lot of work. And if you have a product portfolio of hundreds of products, it becomes very expensive for the companies.
So how is ProSystem supporting those in the medical device industry with their preparations?
Yeah, we are in the market for 20 years now. We are globally organized worldwide. And for Europe, we are a one-stop shopping place for all regulatory issues. So if a medical device manufacturer has problem with his quality management system, we are able to help. If you need a regulatory strategy, we are able to help. If he has clinical issues, many companies have no valid clinical evaluation report. We do this work. In the last 3.5 years, we conducted over 500 clinical evaluation reports on behalf of our clients. And we are now in the process to do similar order of magnitudes on technical documentation.
So could you tell us 5 of the biggest challenges that the industry will see in the run-up to the regulations?
Well, if you ask me like that, I could do that. I could even do it with my hand. The 5 big challenges of the MDR is, first of all, there is a new baby in the block, and the new baby in the block is clinical. Clinical matters. The regulators have decided for every medical device, you have to provide traceability to clinical data. Either by literature, it becomes a clinical evaluation report, or if this is not sufficient, you have to conduct clinical trials. So the first big challenge is clinical. The second big challenge is to design a safe and effective medical device. So risk management matters. The user interface of medical devices are honestly a bit poor, compared with other branches. So the usability is still the stepchild in the family. And what's pretty new is labeling. And we have 60 requirements in the law about labeling. And if medical device manufacturers are not listening that labeling matters, the market will give feedback about post-market surveillance and tell them the product is not mature, you have to do changes. So the big 5 are truly matter. These are the challenges for the industry.
So Oliver, your presentation mentioned that implementing and delegating acts as making MDR a moving target with a deadline. So do you think this issue would cause the deadline to be extended?
I'm personally not convinced that the Commission or the EU Parliament will take action to formally extend the end of the transition period. But it's true, when they conducted the new regulation 3 years ago, I would say they couldn't agree on certain issues. They made preliminary rulings, and in 38 portions of the law, there are rights already established that without going back to the Parliament, the Commission can extend the law in the level of detail. I give you an example. One of the new regulations is a UDI code for medical devices. But the detailed fields, what kind of information needs to provide it and in which form, can be changed. So if a manufacturer has successfully fulfilled the requirements as known of today, he could wake up in the next months and find that a date has to be more accurately defined and start all over again. And that's an example why I'm calling it a moving target. Yeah?
Right, and then the jackpot question, what would be your best advice for implementing the MDR?
I mean, the two key elements what companies have to do is they have to bring the quality management system up to date. There are new requirements on clinical trials, new requirements on post-market surveillance and others as part of process descriptions in their quality management system. But the main task is to bring all technical documentation up to date. And I can only encourage every company, start and do it now. If you wait, you very likely miss your audit, and you cannot pass, and then you have a roadblocker for placing products on the EU market.
Thank you very much, Oliver.
Thank you very much for having me.